Welcome back, everybody. This is video of the newest North Dakota State football commit out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin. You should know the town. The Bison have frequented it. Jack Tabbert announced his verbal commitment on Saturday, part of a huge recruiting weekend for North Dakota State. They added 4 over the span of 36 hours. Tabbert comes from the same high school as Tucker Thieneman, who just is now enrolled in North Dakota State, part of the Bison class of 2026. They go back to that same school for the class of 2027. And Jack joins us here this morning. We were just visiting off air about, just give me the lowdown. The last, first off, congratulations. The last 2 days, what's it been like after announcing that you were going to school at NDSU?
Just a lot of congratulations. My whole family's very proud of me. Super excited myself to take this next step in my life. And I couldn't be more happy with my decision and where I'm going to end up. So,
all right, well,
super excited.
The easy question is, how much did Tucker influence you on this? Describe your conversations over the last couple of years about this.
He's just, for like 2 or 3 years, ever since freshman year math class, it's been nothing but good things about NDSU. I'm not sure he said one bad thing about them. And Tucker, to me, he won't sugarcoat it. He's not going to lie to me. So he's someone that I can really trust about it. And I've talked to him a lot about my decision, and he's just about as fired up as anyone can be. So, yeah.
Video, you guys playing next to one another. How did anybody get to the quarterback?
It didn't much, but it was unfortunate. We were lined up to just be unstoppable this year. And as you know, he hurt his knee after a couple games. So, but it was a good ride, and we're going to get a couple more shots at it in the next couple of years, so I'm super excited.
All right, well, let's talk about your recruitment here. When did things really start, not just with NDSU, but all schools? How early on did this start for you? And now that it's over, how relieved are you that it's done?
Honestly, my process was a little bit different than a lot of people's, especially it started very, very late. Not super late, but it started later than a lot of the other guys around me. Mm-hmm. So my first offer was North Dakota State. That was right at the end of January. It kind of started snowballing from that. I picked up 9 other offers. So just the relief of being able to finally commit, since it happened all in a 2-month period. It was very stressful, and it seemed like I was always on calls, always having to respond to someone, but I'm super relieved that it's one staff, and now I can finally lock in and settle down on North Dakota State.
Now, Jack, when you came up here, NDSU was still an FCS school. How did you follow the Mountain West news, and did that change things for you?
For sure. I think it didn't necessarily change a ton, but I think just obviously going from FCS to FBS, that's just a huge jump for them and their program. And me wanting to be a part of the first class in that for their recruiting in the Mountain West. And then I think that's going to open a lot of doors for me to play with better competition. So obviously that helped a ton, but even them being an FCS offer, it would have still heavily been in my consideration.
You had some other Mountain West schools get involved as well after the Bison did. Describe that now, those schools that were interested, and then going head-to-head with NDSU. That's a different deal, I have to imagine, right?
Yeah. I don't think that I've had a better connection with the coaching staff anywhere else. I feel like I'm a big on connections, big on they want me too, not just me want them, So they did a really good job in that aspect. And just NDSU, I feel like it is one of the best offensive line developmental programs in the country. So it's hard to say no to that when they really want you at that school.
All right, so give us the load on how you play. We saw a little bit of video. Describe yourself up front and what kind of offensive lineman you are.
I play fast. I play physical. I want to put you in the dirt and finish every single block. And that's just my play style. Play on the run, play super fast, be nimble, and play like a big athlete.
Did you get a sense that fans up here know the offensive linemen, like they know them by name? Like Fargo is different on that. Did you know about that or find that out during the recruiting process?
Yeah, I mean, I knew they were an offensive line factory, but just after some more research and just talking to Tucker and seeing all the stuff on Twitter, I guess, especially in the last week when we got some commitments, like offensive line is the thing in Fargo. So that's awesome to know and be a part of.
It's a different deal, man. It's like I can't equate it anywhere else, but North Dakota State and Fargo, they know their offensive linemen. So you're getting into the deep end up here. Now that it's done, describe what the last little bit has been like. Has it been relieving? Have you been able to enjoy it over the last couple days?
Yeah, it's been super. It's been relaxing. I feel like I made the right decision. I know I made the right decision. So just being able to relax and get prepared for them and fully put 100% of my energy into my training, my school, the baseball season, instead of having to dedicate a bunch of energy and time into the recruiting process.
All right, so I assume mom and dad were first. How long down the pecking order was Tucker when you told him you were coming? How far down was he?
He was so I called my parents right before I called Coach Chewy and Polisek. Yeah. Got off the phone with my parents, called Coach Polisek, and then I called Coach Frisky to let him know that I'm about to do it.
Okay.
Because he was about to get on a flight to go overseas for spring break. I called Coach Chewy and Polisek. And then right after, I called Tucker. He didn't answer, but I texted him. I was like, we're going to play together. Let's go, Bison Pride. And he was like, let's go. Let's do this. I can't believe it. Let's go. And it was awesome. He was so fired up.
Now, I was visiting off air with you. You have another, and I wrote this in the story that's online, you have another Division I commit playing next to you that in K Raikowski, who's going to Northwestern. So literally, you guys have 3 D1 offensive linemen on your team in Pewaukee. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yes, sir. It's been great, especially with me and Kate have been best friends since as long as I can remember. Back in youth, we used to just pick at each other during practice and kind of toughen each other up. But now it's really a true friendship that we share a lot of ideas back and forth between, a lot of techniques that he sees that I see. So just being able to kind of validate and bounce stuff off of him. And then last year when Tucker was hurt, he was really one of our offensive line coaches that really shared his wealth of knowledge. And I hope to do that. Me and Kate hope to do that too with the younger guys this year too, as well as be a mentor for them.
A couple last things here with Jack Tabbert, who's one of the newest commitments for the Bison 2027 class. What position you feel the most confident in, and where does NDSU told you where they think you can play when you get here?
Yeah, I feel the most confident in the interior, but I think I can play all 5 positions. I think my athleticism really helps out with being able to move in space, pass block, run block. So I think I can play all 5 positions, but most confident in the interior. And then the talk has been interior with NDSU. I'm not as lengthy as some of the Division I tackles, but I can get out there and play whatever need to be.
Last thing for you, bud. Just, is there a text chain going with the new commits? Have you connected with the other guys that have committed for this class?
There's not a text chain with all of us in it, but I've reached out to a couple of them that I've seen commit, and what's up? Let's go, roll Bison, Bison Pride. Trying to start build that connection, and it's been good talking to them.
All right, last thing, you can brag here about your hometown and your home state. This, especially Pewaukee. I had Coach Frisky on this time last year when Tucker committed. How big is it with just the one Division I school that there's other ones that can come into Wisconsin and get them to go to Fargo?
Yeah, with there only being one Division I program, it opens a lot of opportunity for other states to come and recruit here. I think that Wisconsin is a huge offensive line state. We have 20 Division I caliber linemen here. So, Wisconsin can't take all of them. So it opens a lot of opportunity for the other states to come and recruit here.
Jack, this was great, but congratulations. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. Have a great baseball season this spring, and we'll talk when football gets going, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Jack Tabbert joining us from Pewaukee, Wisconsin, one of the newest members of the Bison football class for 2027. As we mentioned, NDSU got 4 over about a 36-hour span. You can read about Jack and a couple other, including Drew Matt. We're going to have Drew on from Carrington, I believe, tomorrow's show, which really, really cool kid. And he's got the distinction of being the first North Dakotan to commit as the Bison as an FBS school. That'll be on likely tomorrow's show. But think about this with Pewaukee's football team. And for those that don't know, it's just outside of Madison, right? You've got Tucker Thieneman, who's here now, and he early enrolled at North Dakota State, who had scores of both Power 4 and G6 offers and committed to NDSU as an FCS school. You have Tabbert at 6'5", who I believe is now at 270. K Raikowski, who's committed, he's going to Northwestern at the same school at 6'7", 285. They all played on the same offensive line in one high school. That is remarkable. We had Justin Frisky on, literally it was last April, to chat about his team and their ability and knowing how many big schools that come through and recruit his players. And that is a feather in the cap there for them to have, let alone 3 Division I FBS offensive linemen and 2 going to the same school at North Dakota State. We appreciate Jack's time. That was good stuff. All right, we'll take our final break. We come back, we'll put a bow on things and get you ready for a pretty good Sports Monday. Twins are playing today. We'll give you the lowdown on all that. Well, Hot Mike Raps on WDAY Extra right after this.